Should we turn off our video? Should we turn off our video for the recording?
If you're more comfortable, you're welcome to have your video on. It is nice to see your faces.
Okay.
But that's totally your level of comfort. You know, just knowing that we will have this recording on our private website, and network members, you know, may likely watch it. So I want to welcome you all to our Indigenous Teachings Learning Circle today on a beautiful solstice day in December 2022. Really glad to have you with us, and really glad to have the last of the at least currently planned learning circles with Vera and Sheila. And I'll quickly introduce Sheila and Vera and hand it over to them, because this is who we want to hear from. But I want to take a moment to just thank you all for joining, and to offer gratitude to the land and to all of those who are the traditional stewards of this beautiful land where we work and serve communities all across Ontario. And it's great, with really great respect and gratitude, that I do have some tobacco here that I'd like to sort of symbolically offer to our teachers, to Vera and Sheila, who are joining us and leading us today. Vera Jones, our elder, Nimke Kwe, Thunder Woman, is here, and also Sheila Robson, Ishkoodeh Kwe, Fire Woman. Welcome so much. And my name is Sydney. For those of you who don't know, I often forget to introduce myself. And really delighted for us to be here together. So with that, I welcome Sheila and Vera, and excited for our conversation. So I'd like to pass it over to you.
Okay, we're going to, when I say Shikelamokwe, that means the creator, the spirit of the universe. What I'm saying in English is the creator, we ask for your guidance, direction, and energy, so that we can fulfill our journey in a good way just for this day. We are also very grateful to our creator for giving us this time when we can be together and help each and every one in our time of need, whatever it is. Also too, that we ask for this guidance and direction and energy, so that the four nations will one more time walk together hand in hand. I am making this special offering for all of us from the four directions. Oh, Anishik, 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 which means thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now let's boogie. Where this is today, when I look at my calendar that I had on there was family time and relationships. Family time and relationships go together. And this is kind of a special time in whatever, wherever your prayers and beliefs are. It doesn't mean that nobody's wrong and nobody's right. It just means we know in our hearts what it means to bring our families together, to have a feast, to honor whatever there is that we feel that is out there. And also, it's so important at this time of the year that our families really need to come together. For me, this is a special time. I like to use my family because it's so important. And when I say family, it doesn't mean immediate family. It means the community. It means the whole community. I'm auntie and grandma to everyone that I meet in the community. And to me, that's an honor. I'm being honored with such a saying. And I appreciate that, and treating them the same as I do my own, whether it's a scolding, or whether it's a talking to, or whether it's just a real pleasure. I do that because for me, as being a grandmother and a great-grandmother and a great-great-grandmother, it's my responsibility to support every individual in this community, no matter where they come from or what walk of life they're on. Mind you, I'm not that good at it because I can I know a lot of the people that I disagree with, even some of my children I disagree with, but I have to use kind of a duct tape to put on my mouth so I don't criticize. But in my head and my heart, sometimes that happens. I think, oh God, this is so wrong. No, it's their life. They have a choice. And if this is what their life is all about, then I let them know that I don't think it's a good idea, and you really should explore something else. But whatever you do, I'm just hoping and praying that you see another day. And that's about all I can do. But when it comes to family time, and this time of the year, all the little ones are dancing and singing and hoping for Santa Claus and the reindeers and the elves and all the make-believe that there is. And that's so precious for them. There's nothing the matter with that. You know, in our world, adult world, we believe in angels, and when Jesus was born, that is the way of life, and that's good. So if we as adults can have angels, our children, let them have their little elves, let them have their Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, whatever it is. I do anyway. When they start telling me about things and I say, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Or if their wishing well gets too big, I say, oh, that's a little bit rough. You know, Santa Claus can't just bring everything for you. Look at, there's all kinds of boys and girls. What are you going to do for the neighbors over here that have 6 children? Oh, Oh, they never thought about that. Well, they got to share. You can't just, he can't fill his bag and drop everything under your tree or in your home. You gotta share with all the ones that are right next door here. Now the next door, like, and I think about, yeah, there is. I can't even count all the kids that are there. But they too have the same fantasy. And let them sing their songs. Oh, it's so precious when they singing fa la 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 la, and they don't know what they're singing, but that's all right. Or partridge in a pear tree. We were this morning, we went out, Tina and I, and we were laughing because we couldn't remember partridge in a pear tree. We were trying to put it together. And her, it's a lot of fun anyway. And one thing it does for our community and my family is really put a strong relationship. Powerful. It's a powerful one that nobody can separate. They might make us question a little bit, but they cannot separate that. Family time, your neighbors, your community, whether it's city, no matter where it is. When you see somebody, when I went out this morning, I had to go in, and no matter who I see, and you give them a smile and say, have a good Christmas. Oh, we will. Oh, the same to you. Thank you. I always get a kick out of when I see somebody that's so low. I think, oh my gosh, having a rough time. Because sometimes dreams of parents and grandparents, we want so much more. And to give our children, when I was younger and I had 6 children, 5 boys and 1 girl, I wanted so much to give them what I never had. Because I don't remember Christmas. I don't think we grew up with a Christmas. We lived on a reserve. We had the old school. We had to do recitations, and we had to do what else? Christmas concert. We had to sing for our parents, and we were lucky if we got an orange. But that was all. But that was fun. We enjoyed that. Now, I laughed when I heard that, they said we were very fortunate. But there was a gentleman from Indian Affairs that used to bring these big baskets that were full of oranges, big oranges. And these were huge. To me, they were really huge. Because we never had them. We just didn't have them. But we got an orange anyway. And this morning when we went, and they give us a little candy cane about this big, and that was so nice. And I thought, oh my gosh. I told Tina, this is my first Christmas candy. That is so good. It was little tiny candy canes. I said I should have took a handful. No, it was too many people. Only after that was gone, I was wishing I'd have took a whole handful. But it's little things like that that make a difference to our family. No matter who is here, that comes in, and we're sitting here having something to eat, you invite them in. Sit with us. Sit with us here. Or if your neighbor comes in, you haven't seen for a while, I usually always got cheese and crackers or cookies or something. Got cookies right here now. Almonds, almond crunch. Make sure that I have something. I want them to sit at my table. I want them to share what I have. Because when you do that for somebody, it picks them up. And they feel good about who they are. And you let them know you really appreciate them. This gentleman called the professor when he came in here. He could barely get in the door. And I told him, leave your shoes on. Just walk, I'll help you. Come on over. So he sat in a chair. And he's not from the reserve, but he's a little off the reserve and knew him for a long time. And his wife has cancer and she's not good. She's in Toronto, like all the sad things. But I always tell him, but you're so brave. Look at you. Look at you. You're doing everything you can. You're saying prayers. You're sitting here at the table telling me all about it. Because I too will make sure that when I light my pipe or say a prayer, I'll include your wife. I'll include you too. He was so grateful. He said, I can't stay too long. That's all right. You have a bowl of soup with me. No, I can't eat. Okay. Do you want a drink of water? No, I can't drink water. Because he was so excited and so wound up about his wife being suffering so much. But when he left, he stayed for about an hour, if not longer. Because time goes by fast when you sit and listen to someone that's hurting so bad and all alone. He's got no relatives, no children, and to sit here at my table was real honor because he felt good sitting here. And when he left, he was so grateful. Thank you, Vera. He says, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you in January. I want you to come out, he says, to my place. Okay. I said, what are you cooking? He said, fish. I'll be there. I said, you let me know. I will. You have to give me time. He says, I will. You got lots of time. Now, he can't go to Toronto unless somebody drives him. And his wife can't come here because it would kill her. She wants to come home, but she can't leave the hospital. So when you see people that you know that are not even part of your family, they really are. You pull them in and make them part. Even if you just take a few minutes to listen, it strengthens a relationship. And when they walk out and from your table or wherever you're sitting, and they got a smile on their face and they're not in a rush anymore. That, for me, that was really, really nice to see, Professor. And he's driving a truck. He shouldn't have been driving, but he was driving anyway. A lot of people say I shouldn't be driving, but I drive anyway too. But, you know, it's amazing what just a little bit can do. So when you think about family, when I think about my family, my grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren. They're so precious. And when they talk to me about Rudolph or Jingle Bells or Here Comes Santa Claus, the naughty and the nice. I've been nice, I'm not too naughty. It wasn't that bad. And you say, no, you weren't. You did pretty good. And your school is good. You haven't played hooky. You did all your work. And it is. And they feel good. Oh, brave Bram. I got them all, the pictures hanging here. I got some more that was sent to me from my grandkids that are in Oklahoma. And I think, oh my gosh, it is, when it comes to family time, at least in my life, and the way I am now, I'm going to be 39 plus, which is not too bad. But too, when like what Tina gave me over there, the copper cups, they're a symbol. A copper cup is a symbol in our culture. Powerful. She says, Mom, take them out. No, I want to look at them. I said, leave it there. I got to look at them. They're beautiful. When are you going to take it up? When I get tired of looking at them. But they are, they're just, all these are part of our culture. And they're a copper cup. Is such a healing part. And I don't know how else I can explain it. I guess, I think of, when you get your mother's old, what do you call it? Silver teapot, something like that. When you get them and how special they are and how sacred they are. Okay, for my culture, it is
A little care package.
for my culture, it is
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There's a little package for you.
Okay,
She just got
thank
a
you.
care package.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Have a good
you.
Christmas, guys.
You too. Now, they just brought me a little care package. and that, it's community,
It's relationship.
relationships, family. That's one of Shigona girls, eh?
Mhm.
The twins.
Yeah.
Even with her mask on, I know who she is. I can tell how they are, how they act. Now I'm gonna let Sheila tell you about her little Aquaday. She was showing me pictures and things that she's, and they're beautiful. They're just, they make your heart sing. And when it comes to family, that time is so precious. I guess I could tell you, don't let it go by. Don't. Hang on to whatever there is in front of you, even if you don't know who they are or what they're doing. Listen, because just maybe, you can give them a hand and make them feel so close and so good just for today. No.
Bonjour. Gotta clear my throat. So happy solstice, everyone. It's a beautiful day here at Nimke, sitting down by the water, and life is good. When I think about relationship and family time, first, I think the most important relationship, at least for me, is relationship with self. So relationship with myself, and what that looks like, getting to know myself, knowing who I am as Ishkoodeh, right? As that fire woman, knowing Sheila, Robson, who, that name that was given to me by, my mother, well, it was actually Sheila White Eye. And, and when Nokomis was talking about relationship with that copper cup, what came to mind was relationship with water, because copper purifies water. And that's all a part of us as Kwewok, and that connection to our Mother Earth, and that connection to our waters, with the waters that fall from the sky, that beautiful storm, rain, ice, whatever is coming. What a beautiful blessing, and relationship with everything around us, because those birds and animals and those trees, we have a connection with the land. We have a connection with the water. And once we have that connection with Creator, and whatever you choose to call that higher being, and our ancestors, so that we have a lot of connections. And I guess for me, I think about that, I think about the dream catcher. And if you look at the dream catcher, and most people like to put a little feather, something at the center of the dream catcher, and you see how it webs out and spans out. And dream catchers are really beautiful, And so when I see a dream catcher, I like to think of it this way, that, it's like reaching out. We're reaching out, and we're connecting with the universe. We're connecting with everything around us, and we're developing that relationship with everything around us, right? And including our family. And when we carry those babies in utero, we're connecting with that little spirit that traveled so far to come and picked us to be mom, or or maybe we're aunties and we don't have children, or maybe we're grandmas that adopted, right? You don't have to have a blood connection to be connected to someone. You can just have that, that I have many nieces and nephews that I've adopted. I have many sisters and brothers that I've adopted into my family, and it's so important how we carry ourselves. And everybody's going bonkers right now because Christmas is coming. They're all going bonkers. Oh, I haven't done shopping yet. And you hear bah humbug, and I just laugh. I think it's so funny, right? And I tell myself every morning, I give thanks, and I say, Chimi Gwech Kashem, for this beautiful land, for this beautiful place. Help me to have an attitude of gratitude at this time, because this is a really stressful time for people, right? And now all the stores, grocery stores and everything, they're all getting plugged up, because not only because of Christmas, but now anticipating this huge storm. Power is going out. So the media has scared everybody into it's like COVID all over again. And me, I'm getting all excited. I'm like, yes, I hope the power goes out. I got a wood stove, and George, we're gonna have so much fun, and our driveway is gonna be ice. We can go skating, and lots of fun stuff. And that's relationship. And my grandson, he's coming. I'm taking my grandson for 2 days, these holidays. I told my kids, I said, Akadewan's coming. Bubba's is coming to grandma's for 2 days. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to see you. No texting, no calling, no email, no None of that computer calling thing, whatever, FaceTime. No, I don't want none of that. I said, no, I don't want to hear from you. You let me and my grandson have our time, and let him have his time with his auntie. That's our time. And if anything, if they're really, really worried, I might say, he's fine. He's fine. He's okay, right? Because, that connection is so powerful. And he misses me. My daughter-in-law had to bring him up and come and see grandma because he was just getting miserable. And I know when he's getting miserable, and that's connection, because we can feel it. That's the relationship. We can feel that connection that we have with all our family members. And we know when there's something wrong because we all have that gut feeling. And we have that intuitive sense, if you will. We have that, sometimes it'll come in dreams and we'll see people. Oh, okay, so maybe in a couple of days they're going to call me, or their name pops up or just pops out of your mouth, right? And then all of a sudden they're thinking about you. You pick up the phone and you just know who it is. So we all have that connection and that intuition, and we all know, we have that relationship. And and family time is so precious, because nowadays, people are getting sick, and and we never know what's going to happen, in the next minute, in the next 5 minutes. And I always tell my daughter this and my son, time is precious with our family members. We are so blessed because time is so precious. And not only that, life can be short, right? Life can be too short sometimes. We've lost many youth, many young people, right? And I'm trying to demonstrate or trying to show just how, how blessed we really are that we have this time, and how important family time really is, right? With everyone, even my own mother. I started developing gifts. I'm creating little timelines of my grandson for everyone, because we don't buy presents. We quit. I quit. I said, you know what? Only person I'm buying presents for this year is my grandson. I'll buy him new toys, clothes, and stuff like that, right? I'll do that. Everybody else gets homemade gift. That's it. I am not spending money. I did that. And you know how much it costs to buy 4 kids presents? Oh my gosh. They get spoiled. No, I'm not doing that. Now they get something homemade every year. Everybody gets something homemade. And so I'm doing a little timeline of my grandson. And that's what everybody's going to get. I just need to go out and buy some photo albums. That's what they're going to get, a photo album, and put all his little pictures in there. I can make copies. And nowadays, those printers, they print out pictures that just look like actual printer pictures that you took, eh? You don't have to go to Walmart and spend all that money. You can go to work and print it all off, right? Or wherever. You can ask, someone to use that. I have my own printer, and it works pretty good. And that's family time, when you have all your family members in there and you're showing and you're sharing, because now we have a reflection, something that we can reflect on. And, people always say, I work with a lot of people, with celebration of life and that, and they're always saying, after a year is up, a year is over, right? And one thing that I've noticed is I can't remember what they look like. I can't remember what they sound like, right? That's what I hear. And I say, well, you got a picture on the wall, right? It's there. You can hear it. You just have to decide if that's something you want to hear. Go out, put some tobacco out on the land and ask that person to come visit you. We can do that. We can do those things. And it's such a powerful time right now, right? It's so beautiful. Everything is, the land is being gifted. We're being gifted. We're surrounded by healing waters. I got a message from someone about the snow. They're like bah humbug about the snow. And I said, oh yeah. Here's me being sarcastic. I said, oh yeah, like, heck, we don't need any more healing waters, do we? What do we want healing water for? Right? It stopped them in their tracks and it made them think. That's relationship, right? And how beautiful it is, because our mother needs her blanket. We need blankets when we go to sleep and when we're cold. We need to be taken care of. Our mother needs to be taken care of. Those trees, Tiganaw Ben needs to be taken care of. Beneshiuk needs to be taken care of. Humanity needs to be taken care of as well. And that's all of you. And we're all family. And one thing that I always like to do is hold all of humanity in my prayers. And I pray for everybody, all of humanity, all of those that are suffering, all of those that need healing, right? And I tell my kids, because how we carry ourselves is what our children are going to see. And my grandson, he's watching his grandma and his auntie, and and he's going to learn from us. All those little ones, we're aunties to all those little ones out there in the world. We're auntie. You might see a little one, just, they might look at you in the grocery store. You have no idea who they are. And all of a sudden they turn around and wave at you. Well, turn around and give that little person a wave, because those spirits connected. That spirit knows your spirit. And they know things and they see things, those little ones, they see things, right? And they're just drawn to you. So they know you have a good heart, right? And that's what they're looking for, right? So yes, I tell people, I'm your auntie. Yeah, I'm your auntie, of course. Yes, I'm a grandma. I'm a Nokomis. Of course I am, right? And then I go back and I share all those stories, because winter time is storytelling time. This is storytelling time. So this is the time we share all of those stories with all our children and with great grandchildren and great grandchildren. She shares all kinds of stories with me, and I need to know those stories. The trick is to remember those stories so you can pass that on, because it has to go to the next generation, right? And we want all those little ones to remember, because it gets passed on orally. Sure, write your book if you need to. It's all good. I want to write a book someday, maybe, right? And leave something behind. So that's what I have to say about family time. And don't forget to go sleigh riding, hot chocolate, maybe sitting by the wood stove, watching the birds together, building a snowman. There's so much things you can do for family time. My son always looks forward to cooking turkey dinner with me, and he actually cooks with me. So he'll cook with me. He'll say, Mom, you want me to buy the turkey, or are you buying the turkey? No, you get the turkey. Okay, what time are we going to have dinner? So I tell him, okay, all right, Mom, you come down. I'm going to get everything ready. He's like, I'm cooking. All right. With you, of course. Yes, that's our family time together. Then he looks to me, Mom, how much of this what are you asking me that for? Figure it out. Because my son has been making that stuffing since he was 3 years old, all by himself. And he used to grab all the spices and just go like this. Well, now that's a tradition that's going to be passed down from my grandson. That'll be his job. And then he'll be cooking with his dad. That's their time. So Mom can go have a rest. She can go and sit and, do whatever she likes to bead. Go do crafting, right? We'll take over. And take it. So we look after our families and we work together. It's such a beautiful time. I know I'm looking forward to holidays. Yay. We're going to have so much fun, Don't forget self-care and Epsom salts baths. right? Light your smudge, light your candles, sit by the fire. That's your fire, your candle. In the winter time, you can light a candle, set it on your table or wherever, and just give thanks, give a little offering. You know, you can always offer a drink to Mother Earth too, eh? Go get some of that water, you know, and say, I'm gonna share some bish with you, Mother, and make an offering. Put some food out for your ancestors this time, you know. It's important that we remember all of those teachings. We put our food out, go out and toss your candies. If you have candies, you need to toss out, feed all those little people. You know, there's so many things that we have to look at. Feed your birds. You know, don't forget the birds that you've been taking care of, because they're important and they bring beautiful music and they're so grateful. Just got to pay attention to that, right? Well, that's all I have to say for family time. I always like to leave a few minutes for comments or questions. If anyone has any questions or comments or.
Well, I do. I'm just watching those. See the cardinals
Yeah.
out there. They're as red as fire. They're
Cardinals?
like
Yeah,
cardinals. They're like bulbs.
we got
And
cardinals here.
like
I
the
miss
snow.
them.
Oh, I mean, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
And you're right. The snow is there. We were talking about that this morning. Tina and I were going out to town. And I said, this is nothing. You know, we had snow that right up to the telephone poles, where we got snowed in for 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
This is really nothing.
No.
But you know, the blanket that's out there that covers the earth, that's a very sacred blanket, no matter where. In the cities, maybe you don't look like a sacred blanket, but it is. It's our thinking and what it represents. Not dirty old snow, it's a sacred blanket.
I love
it-
that.
And it's really,
Beautiful.
it's, when I think about it, it's like magic. When you look at everything that is there for us, it is magic. The energy and the breathing, we wouldn't have all this without creation. We wouldn't be sitting here.
Yes.
We need all this. When I look out there, we need everything out there so we can survive. So we need to look out for all that is out there. We need to honor everything that is out there in whichever way we can. Prayers in church, prayers sitting right there. You can sit by yourself and thank the Creator, or God, as you understand, for just everything that you see and the blessings for everyone out there. This is a time, this is so precious, but I'm like, see those cardinals and everything feasting out there. I know I gotta fill the feeders and the squirrels and like just everything. But too, it means more than that. It means without all of this, I know I couldn't sit here. I couldn't breathe. I would not be alive if it wasn't for all of God's creation. And if anything, that's important. And when, like Sheila says, you know, my children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren come down here and they feed the birds. They feed the birds way over in a bush someplace. That's okay. I have partridges that come and eat here. Good. I had 4 last, and I sit here and I watch them, especially when the snow is on the ground. I can see them. And when I peel an apple, I don't throw it in the garbage. I cut it up and throw it out there. Because you see the squirrels, everything will pick up something because it's,
Mhm.
or
She's trying to fatten up
Orange.
those partridge for partridge stew. Just
Uh,
kidding.
well, that's what Orly Sam says.
Medicine.
He says, "Oh, we should come and get two." No, my God, no.
I'm attached to those ones.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Uh,
eyeing up her partridge.
Yeah.
Oh, yummy.
But in your heart,
Mhm.
I want you to put that in your heart now. That everything in creation you need.
Mhm.
You need all of that. Or you would not be sitting there.
Mhm.
And you need to let your family, your children, your relationships, let them know that.
Yes.
Let them know how important that snow is,
Mhm.
that sacred blanket, that sacred medicines, the trees, the wind, just everything.
Mhm.
Everything out there
Mhm.
is for us so we could live one day at a time, just for right now.
Mhm.
To
I-
me, that I don't want you to forget and pass that no matter where you go.
Mhm.
Honor that. And if you don't, you're in trouble. I'll let you know how much trouble you're in next time.
We'll hear the thunder.
Yeah.
That's right. When you hear the thunder, just think of her.
I do.
Me, Gwetch.
I love how you've taken both of you on this journey from, the little things that Vera talked about at the beginning and the importance of those, they seem maybe like small connections, but they have big impacts. Like just, listening to somebody, whether it's, inviting them, the importance of hospitality and offering a glass of water, even like what can you offer? It doesn't have to be huge, or like you said, Sheila, a smile to a little kid in the grocery store who
Yeah.
catches your eye, right? And these little moments, and you've taken us and you've made the connection of those, I think, that we can see as small things to the big, like our whole relationship with all creation and nature. Like what a journey you've taken, at least I feel I've been on, and how it's all interconnected. That's the
Yes.
extra, beauty and power of it. So
That's the family time
yeah.
and the relationship
Yes.
with all of creation.
Yeah, and really, I feel invited to think about and always, expand my idea of what family is, and to acquaintances and friends and all of creation, as you're saying, all connected. Now I know I've gone on I've been swept up in the beauty of all this, but I also want to hold, space if anybody else has comments or questions for Vera and Sheila. You're very welcome to, I see Jennifer she's written miigwech for creating this ceremonial space in the chat. So offering that to you. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
I'd like to say thank you as well. And some of what sticks with me as well is, when you talk, Sheila, about what you leave behind, making sure that we're mindful about passing something down and leaving something behind, and, thinking about the connections that exist, even if we're being more conscious, I guess, when you talked about a little child in the grocery store you don't know and they wave to you, your spirit is connected to that little
Mhm.
person, even if we have never met them before, we don't know who they are, we may never cross paths with them physically again, but there is a connection is pretty powerful. So thank you both.
Mm.
Not only feeling grateful for today and your time, but also, this is the sort of the last of the planned learning circles that we've had, and just also want to offer gratitude. I think there's been 4 or 5 times that we've come together with
Mhm.
Sheila and Vera, and just have really appreciated your beautiful space that you hold, and the wisdom that you're offering us and have been. So miigwech for that as well. This has been, I know, again, I sometimes feel really selfish because I know I enjoy this time so much, but I know that others do as well. We hear just beautiful things. So thank
I
you.
think Amy had her hand up or waving or something. I'm not sure.
I was actually clapping, but
Oh, that was a clap.
now
Okay.
that, now that I've got the floor, I do want to say, just Miigwech, thank you so much for this space and this time to hear what you have to say, and really embracing the fact that community doesn't have to be family. Building on what Sasha said, it's just those connections that you make. And those
Mhm.
connections that you make, as Auntie Vera was saying, if I may call you Auntie, I can't call you Vera. That's just, I
Yes.
can't do that. But just embracing the fact that, even if you see a little one and you have to, whether it's praise or a scolding that you're giving them at that time, it all comes from that connection and
Yes.
the way that you build upon that connection with them. So maybe when it comes time to give that scolding, or when it comes time to give that praise, it's that much more impactful because of the connection that you have with them. So it just really resonated with me, and I just wanted to thank you so much.
Oh, miigwech.
I want to say one thing. When Sheila says take care of self, I want you to remember each one of you and each and every individual of God's creation is sacred.
Mhm.
You are a very sacred part of that creation.
Yeah.
So you hold your head up
Thank you
and
so
you be proud
Mhm.
of who you are, because what you have in yourself is what is needed all out there. Don't forget that.
Mhm.
I was told that a long time ago, and I thought that was quite funny when I was younger, because I didn't feel like anything was there. But as I grew a little bit older and my kids got older, I know exactly how sacred life is, my life.
Mhm.
And I know, and I'm telling you, I know exactly how sacred each individual of creation is to all of us. And don't forget this, especially at this time of the year.
Mhm.
And you're brand new. Every day you're spanking brand new.
That's right.
Oh, and don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Mhm.
Don't hang on to the past or get lost in the future. This day, I just love the old people when I heard them say this day was made for me to do with what I wish. I never understood it, but I'm telling you, yes, I do. So do you. It's just that sometimes we don't really think about it. But I'm telling you how sacred you really are.
Thank
And
you.
you need to believe me.
I don't know why that fish popped up. Thank you so much for those words.
Really a beautiful and important reminder. Thank you so much. Any other final thoughts before we say goodbye? I don't know, Sheila and Vera, do you have time to stick around and maybe talk about a date for our chat in January, or?
Sure.
you-
Yeah, and there's no such thing as goodbye
Yes, yes.
till we meet
that's-
again.
Until we meet
We-
again.
Yes.
You've reminded me of that, and thank you again for that reminder. I hear the thunder coming out. Until we meet again, as we get ready to part ways until we meet again. How is that? I like that. Yeah, yeah. Again, thank you to all of you who have joined in. I think I will maybe stop recording now as we part ways. And but if anybody does have anything else they want to